Mm-hmm. Boop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doo-doo. Mm-hmm.
In an era of online retail where everything is just a few clicks away, buying a car should be no different. That's why at Carvana, you can buy a car 100%.
Stream as always. Because we just don't plan anything. So I don't expect anybody to really watch this, especially on a Sunday. Let's see. Yeah, there I am. Okay. Danny, how are you? Good to see you, my man. Alright, let me just set things up here a little bit.
In an era of online retail where everything is just a few clicks away, buying a car should be no different. That's why at Carvana, you can buy a car 100%.
We went live, as always. Doing a couple things here,
just don't plan anything.
Just want to give you guys an outline of what's going on this week. I'm taking a look at this camera up here.
Let's see.
Just want to check the different cameras
there I am.
real
Okay.
quick.
Danny, how are you?
Overhead.
Good to see you, my man.
We got that one.
Let me just set things up here a little bit.
That one's working. Even better. There's me.
Give everybody a little bit of chance. We are live.
We went live. What more do you need, right?
Doing a couple things here.
So we got a few people. Just want to give you guys an outline of what's
going
going on this week.
I do these things last minute. You think I would plan them out a little bit better, but
check the different cameras. Not quick.
Danny, how are you?
Kabuki, how are you?
Good to see you, my man.
good to see you.
We got that one.
So,
couple updates and things like that.
Online
Before we go into what we're going to be doing, I'm going to be doing a bunch of live more pieces.
What
more do you need, right? That I've got other things I'm going to be doing live. Really want to audio issues. Hearing other stuff.
I think I'll plan them out a little bit better.
Thank you.
Not quick. Danny, how are you?
There we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me now? Is that better? Should be a lot better. I'll just start it all over. That's all right. Hearing a huge delay and a lot of doubling. Yeah, I forgot I was listening to a video here. It was kind of interesting because the video I was listening to a documentary that was really good. I don't know how many of you are familiar with Todd Rundgren. There's a really interesting documentary on here. It's 4 parts. It's 4 hours. And I'm almost done with it. Todd Rundgren, huge influence when I was a kid. Well, when I was younger, let's put it that way. I was never a kid. Really covers his Utopia years, his starting out from the Nas all the way, to his solo career, which was phenomenal. And, just some of the things that, this guy just been through and, mostly just kind of really weird timing instead of, like Utopia was a great band. The musicians in that band were phenomenal. And some of the music that they did was really good for the time. And they never saw major popularity because there was always something that got in the way. And when you watch this, you're just fascinated about how many of these things actually got in their way. But the thing that really got me, and I was telling the Queen this, is one of his solo albums. It's called The Healing. And for me, growing up, things were always tough for me. And some of the songs in there kind of made me who I am today. And the funny thing about it was that these were songs that were, about compassion. The name of the song was Compassion. Time Heals. And, oh God, I mean, there were just so many different songs on that particular album. And if you just listen and hear how the whole album was just about this process of healing yourself and going forward, which is, you have to have that a little bit of cockiness to kind of get through life a little bit, you know. And I just want to turn this real quick. Oh, there we go. Okay, I didn't want that leg to get in there. But it's funny how there was something that he had said in an interview. Now, the whole documentary is taking 40 years of interviews that he did and piecing them together. This guy who did this documentary just pieced all this stuff together, and it was just absolutely phenomenal. But Todd made a saying about the thing, and it just hit me funny, is that the only person that can heal you is yourself. People can give you direction or give administer certain amount of things, but the only way that you can fully heal is you have to heal. You as a person, whether it's a cut or anything, they can only do so much for you to start the process, but you have to heal. And for me, it really hit home. It really hit home, and I thought about it last night, and of course I explained the whole thing to the Queen. So here's an interesting little tidbit. And let's see if any of you guys can answer this. little trivia here right off the bat, okay? Of course, we're not even talking about anything that's on the that this stream is supposed to be about, but hey, it's my stream and my community. We just kind of float out there. James, how are you? Danny, Dutch, and anybody else that sticks their heads in, how are you? So, what was the first song on MTV? Let's see how quickly you guys can answer this one. Now, don't look it up on the internet or anything like that. I want you guys just to be honest. Dig it up from deep within. You don't have to feed your egos or anything like that. Just type it in the thing. That's all. If you don't know, it's okay. It's all right. Don't cheat, though. And I know Kabuki knows this one, so she's going to type it. As a matter of fact, she's probably typing it right now. Let's see who gets it first, though. Video killed the radio star. Very good, Kabuki. The Buggles. Who, the keyboardist, was Jeffrey Downs, who actually was part of Asia and Yes. Nice little bit. But here's the real question. And don't cheat. Just say, I don't know if you don't know. What was the second song played on MTV? What was the second song played on MTV? Oh, Kabuki. Oh, for crying out loud. Okay, Kabuki, I'm going to answer that one. So you don't answer, Kabuki. It's amazing how like minds think alike. Because it kind of leads into what we've been talking about. So let's see if anybody can get it. LOL, you better run. Pat Benatar. No, that is not. That is incorrect. No clue. Only you and only Kabuki would know this. The second song ever played on MTV was Todd Rundgren's Time Heals. Time Heals. So, already answered. Yeah, but you were wrong. You were actually wrong. It wasn't Pat Benatar, You Better Run. It was actually Todd Rundgren's. It was Video Killed the Radio Star and then Todd Rundgren's Time Heals. Maybe that was the third. Because they actually said it. He actually said it in the video. And I went, oh yeah, that's right. So I remember when that went live. So there you go. That's a little bit of knowledge that you can drop on your friends. They go, oh, I know. It's Video Killed the Radio Star. You Better Run was the second video played on MTV, as the song is second track on second album, 1980s Crime of Passion. All right, now you're going to make me look this up. Hold on. I'm just going to downsize this for a second. First hour songs on MTV. Hold on. Okay. Let's look here. Revisit the first hour program from 19... Alright. Let me see if I was wrong. First hour. But do you know what no, it says... Okay, then what the hell were they talking about? First hour segment 4. Todd Rundgren starts us off with Time Heals. There you go. Kabuki, you were right. I was wrong. First hour, segment 3, REO Speedwagon. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to read this to you exactly as it's put. The now famous space launch commercial sets the stage for MTV's first ever video. The appropriate title, Video Killed a Radio Star. But do you know what the second one was? Pat Bennett. Of course, Kabuki's going to be right. You Better Run. We meet the VJs before some hysterical outtake commercial where an iPad would fit into a bulk binder. Okay, all right. A classic rock 1-2 punch Rod Stewart, then The Who. Then REO Speedwagon promotes an upcoming live concert. Cliff Richard sings his big hit. Pretenders swoop in with the classic Brass in Pocket. Then Todd Rundgren starts off the fourth segment with Time Heals. Then Styx comes in with an up-tempo 2-part mini epic Rockin' in Paradise. An Atari 2600 commercial. Then the Ramones sandwiched between Robin Lane and Split Ends. Well, there you go. That was... There we go. I was wrong. See, and I was watching this thing, and I probably misheard it. There you go. Okay, well, here she goes. You Better Run. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, she said that. The first 10 videos played. Okay, The Buggles. You Better Run. She Won't Dance With Me by Rod Stewart. Okay, see, I wasn't looking at the screen. You Better Bet by The Who. Little Susie. Yep, by Cliff Richards. Brass in Pocket. Great song by the Pretenders. Time Heals. There it is. Take It on the Run by REO Speedwagon. Rocking the Paradise by Styx. He was number 8, the Atari commercial. There you go. Thank you. All right, so we all learned something today. We all learned don't listen to anything I say. Congratulations. There we go. We've achieved so much today. All right, so let's get down to business on some of the things. Listen. Michael, how are you? Happy Sunday to you, my friend. So it's always fun when we can get together and just chat and do some silly things. Let's take a look at the Patron list real quick. We have an update here. I'm happy to say that as of Friday, this hat was sent out. Whoa. And Dave Asmuth, I can't even say his last name, was sent out. So everybody's going to move up. I'm going to add 2 more names to the list. Alan Richards, Mark Vanstein, and Phil Jacobs I will be working on this week. Music and movies is my favorite trivia topic. Okay. All right. You want to do this? You want to go here, Kabuki? All right. You're going to stick out your chest and start pounding it like King Kong? Okay, now it's on. Time Machine. 1960s version. With the very handsome Rod Taylor. That guy was a good-looking guy. Okay. This is a two-part question for you, Kabuki. Okay? At the end, his friend asks a question to the maid. Can you tell me what the question was and who was the actor that said it? I'm going to give you a hint. okay, was a very famous TV actor. I'm waiting. And don't look it up, Kabuki. Don't you look it up. And if anybody else knows it, if you know it, go ahead, spit it out. That's okay. She must be humbled. The maid, or the lady that kept the house, said, look. And he went over, and then he asked her the question, and then he finished the movie with one of the greatest sayings of all time. You got me there. Haven't seen the original Time Machine in at least 25 years. You know what, Kabuki? I'm going to have a stream where I'm just going to show movies, and I'm not going to monetize it, and we're just going to go and we're going to show and we're going to do commentary. The whole group is just going to do commentary on old movies, because old movies are the best. It was Alan Young, okay, who was, if anybody remembers, okay, can you tell me what show Alan Young was in? I'm going to give you a chance to redeem yourself, Kabuki. Alan Young, the TV store. I'm going to give you a chance here, because you need to stay cocky. You do. It just fits your personality. We're having some fun here. Well, we did get the Patron thing done at least, so we got something done. But I do honestly love movies. Just don't recall those details. Okay. Alan Young played in Mr. Ed. Yes, correct. Kabuki got it just in time before I revealed it. A horse is a horse, of course. A horse, of course. Yeah, okay. But at the very end of the movie, and this is probably one of the most moving scenes. Now, if anybody saw the one, I think it was from the 90s or 2000, late 90s, 2000. I thought that was a very, very good, because usually when they redo a movie, it gets turned to shite. But I thought it was done very, very well. I really enjoyed that, because I went to the theater to see it when we were in Connecticut. So it had to be around 2000 or so, 1999, somewhere in there. But anyways, George comes back, okay, completely exhausted, promised he'd be back by 8 o'clock. He tells the story of everything, of how he left Luna behind, and of course the Morlocks and all this other stuff. And everybody said, well, hey, thanks for an entertaining evening. Nobody believed him, except for his friend. $30 in your pocket. What game do you buy right now? Hold on, Mike. We'll get to that. Let's keep that question there. So his friend is Darby's about to leave, walking out the door, and he's thinking, and he decides to come back. But in the meanwhile, George went to the bookshelf and he took 3 books. 3 books. They never say what books they were. He comes back. They see that he moved the time machine, and then he went back in time to rescue Luna and rebuild the human populace. The question always is, okay, and he asked the maid, and he goes, what 3 books would you have taken? She asked him, and he turned to her and he says, I don't know, but I can tell you this much: he has all the time in the world. And that always stuck with me, because I always wondered if I went back to save civilization, or if I went back to save YouTube from what it is now, what 3 books would I have taken with me? And how would I have fixed it? How would I saved all of you guys? Zeblick, what's up, my brother? It's an interesting thing. Go see that movie. You know, the old movies, if you can get by the special effects, and nothing's like it is today, but it tells stories. There's passion. There's all these things. I'm going to change the title to this thing, because this looks like let's just hang out and yap about things. It's going to be one of those streams. we'll go up top and I'll show you a game that we're going to be doing. I do want to cover some things as far as the week is concerned. Okay, let me fix this camera that's head on me. Because once again, Rob, you forgot the set. Oh, it's already running. Okay, there we go. Hold on. I don't want the thing to keep... I got to turn off autofocus. You could tell that I just came out here and just decided to... let me just turn on the camera. I mean, that's what I do. I just turn on the camera. Whatever happens. There's no professionalism. There's nothing that you could do. All the Time in the World, Twilight Zone with Burgess Meredith. He had all these books, and he's walking along. And, you could see it here on YouTube, actually. He's walking along. He's got the books in months. January, February, March, April, May. Time at last. Time enough at last to do all he wanted to. And he dropped a book, went to reach over and pick it up. Glasses fell off his face, and he stepped on his glasses, breaking his glasses. So now he's blind, and he can't see. And he has all the books in the world. You know something, Zebra? That's very true. My wife goes, I don't like this one. I go, why? I go, because this one's sad. Yes, it's sad. That's the irony of it all. Time Machine remake? Yes. Guy Pearce, who did a fantastic job with it. Yeah, because he got screwed and he didn't deserve it. He didn't deserve it. His wife was nasty and all that stuff. Ugh. All right. Here we go. We're gonna do something today. So I'm gonna get your help. Let me get my glasses. Hopefully I don't drop them. All right. I know I got a pad here somewhere. We're gonna put a list of the top 10. We're gonna do our own top 10. This is a live top 10. We're gonna change this. We're changing this. Live top 10. I'm gonna change it in the thing. We're gonna take the war game out. I'm going to show you what we're going to be doing, though, this week. Let me talk about what we're going to do. But we're going to do the top 10. We're going to do a couple top 10s, and we're going to put them together, all of us. I think that'll be fun. First top 10. Top 10 Twilight Zones of all time. Before you start throwing your answers out there. Hold on. I'm going to name off all the things. But first, let's get all the business out of the way. Let's put it aside. I want to let you know what's going on. Tomorrow, I'm going to be taping. Okay? I'm going to take the whole day to tape. Tuesday, live play. Wednesday, we are going to be doing on BGG and here The Last of Cthulhu Death May Die. Okay? Thursday, I will not be here. I'm actually... I don't want to go, but I'm going to go see the last Star Wars with a bunch of people at work. Friday is the Queen and I, which I'm going to try to tape as much as I can in live stream, is our big holiday spectacular where we go down to Gaylord Palms and we go to the Florida Mall first, so you can watch her in full elegance tape. So there's going to be like live content all that day. And then we're going to take you and we're going to show you, because we got a special room where we are right over the Gaylord Palms spectacular Christmas show that I'm going to bring to you live with the Queen and myself. I'm doing that. That's my little bit of Christmas gift to you. The following week, I am off for the next 3 weeks. There's going to be nothing but live content. We're going to be doing some live War and Pieces. Freeman Farm is going to be part of that. I was going to break this out and I was going to learn it, but the heck with that. We change things on the fly. Felipe, how are you? MGK, how are you? James, Beefcake. Beet Cake. Beet Cafe. I remember the story now. And Michael. And we're going to get to your $30 if you have $30 in your pocket, whatever. But we're going to do a couple other things, okay? Over the next 3 weeks that I have off, okay, I do not go back to work till the 7th, okay, we are going to be covering a ton of stuff. Kabuki, you're wrong. Oh, wait a minute. A Time Machine remake. Okay, can you tell me this, Kabuki? All right, since we're going here. Okay. What movie was H.G. Wells in, portrayed by Malcolm McDowell? Okay. Can you tell me? Can you tell me the name of that movie? There you go. Glowing Turtle. That's a cool name, bro. I like it. Felipe, I said hi to. Okay. Off until the 7th? Nice. Yeah, so what we're going to do is every day I'm going to go live. We'll do some live painting because I'm going to be working on some patron things. I have Ryan. Hopefully Ryan sticks his head in here. I'm going to be working on the Flower Night so I can get all this stuff to him. Ray Slover, if you stick your head in, I finally found your librarian. I had sent him everything else I painted. I couldn't find the librarian. Found it. I've been cleaning, trying to get things where we need to. Love you all. Time After Time. Yes. Michael got it first. Yep. Time After Time with Jack the Ripper. How good was that movie? Okay. He knew everything was going to happen. He went and he got a paper, and then he found out that his girlfriend was going to be killed. But the irony was, it was another girl that got killed. And the guy that played Jack the Ripper was so good. And at the very end, H.G. Wells had so much compassion that when he went to go into the machine, he had pulled out the power cylinder, which caused the thing to implode. But he looked at him, and he nodded to him to pull it out. And he didn't want to do it because it was his friend. Jack the Ripper was actually his friend. So good. So good. Just so good. So good. I saw Time After Time in the theater. So did I. All right. So let's do this. Let's do a couple of top 10s. Because that's what I'm going to name this. Live top 10s. And other stuff. So we're going to have a lot of fun. So why don't we have some fun? What else do we got to do today? Anybody else got anything to do today? Well, let me see if I can even write on this thing. Okay. All right. So we're gonna throw out some Twilight Zones. Time Enough at Last has to be out there as a consideration. So I'm gonna write that down. This has nothing to do with gaming. Who gives a shit? I mean, really, we make our channel what we want it to be, right? Right? Somewhere in Time. Oh my God! You know something? How anybody? Yeah, it's kind of a sappy love story thing, but how could you not like Somewhere in Time? How could you not like Somewhere in Time? It's a great time travel movie, and Christopher Reeve, what a handsome son of a bitch. You got to be secure in who you are and be able to just say, hey, this was a good-looking guy. Because I bring the Queen in here. Okay, the monsters are due on Maple Street. Okay, for some of you that may not have Midnight Sun, Nightmare on at 20,000 feet. The Obsolete Man. I got to put that down. Masks. Let's not forget that one. Hold it. Man. Monsters. Maple Street. Hold on. I'll answer all your questions. That's what I'm here to do. Midnight Sun was such a classic. And we're gonna if you guys haven't seen any of this, you can find this on YouTube, but we're gonna give you the synopsis. But even though we may spoil a little bit, there's going to be some spoilers here. Just know that until you visually see it and visually take it in and see how they convey feeling back then, how they are able to bring that out and do it. I have to run. Have an amazing rest of the day, everyone. Michael, go easy. I really think that it is something special. Did I get Nightmare? Nightmare. What about the one Kabuki, you can help me here. Michael, go easy. Hey, Rob, what is your email address? I would like to send you a print and play game. Okay, Glowing Turtle. It is novaprime860@hotmail.com. Michael Mellon. I'm sorry, I don't have my glasses on, and I can't even see that far. I need to move this thing further. Hold on, time out, folks. The most unprofessional stream ever. All right, let me just... All right, there we go. All right, pull that back a little bit. There we go. I just had to pull the screen forward a bit. All right, now the light. I just want to be able to read the chat. All right, there we go. We don't want to get all the light in there. All right. Now watch, I'll cut off my head. No, I'm here. Okay, good. All right, there we go. I keep getting my Twilight Zone Outer Limits. Well, Outer Limits, that's a whole nother thing. We're gonna do a few here. NovaPrime860@hotmail.com. A stop at Willoughby. Oh, that. I know what you're talking about. That's an interesting one. Does it make a top 10 though? Midnight Sun starred the girl who married Jean Shepherd, the author and narrator of A Christmas Story. Well, look at that little tidbit. I didn't know that. Look at you. Look at you. Mr. Bemis. Oh, with the Martian strength. That's a real good one. All right. How about this one, since we're in the season? Art Carney as Santa, when he goes around and for one night he was pulling things out, and he goes here to serve man. Oh yeah, you can't forget that one. Everybody's hit me with all these things, and I'm trying to serve man. See, we got to put these in a list. Masks. You have to do masks when the people are so shallow, and all they were waiting for was the guy to die. The invaders. Okay, we're gonna put that one. We're gonna break these down individually. Right now we're tossing out names. We'll talk each one through. You're not unprofessional, Rob. Everyone else just does it wrong. Agnes Moorehead from Bewitched. Good one. 5 characters in search of an edit. The boxer one, where that one was okay. Pip was kind of sad. I just don't consider that one a great one. You know something? They're doing the 24-hour, the 48-hour marathon on Christmas Eve. You know what? I'm going to turn it on out here, and we're going to watch it. I know I can't show it. I can have the volume going for it, and we can talk about it. Kick the Can. That's another one. Walking Distance with the guy visiting himself as a kid. That was a good one. I don't think it's top 10. Martian's Land. Oh yeah, the guy with 3 eyes. And then the guy with 3 arms. Oh God, what the heck is the name of that one? Death Ship. That was a good one too. Hello, Humans of Unknown Common Goals. Struggle Forever. You don't have to struggle forever, brother. We're here. We're here for you. Little Girl Lost. That was a good one. I don't think it fits in the top 10. Oh, what about The Doll with Telly Savalas? Talking Tina. Kind of fits our Tina. Talking Tina's gonna kill you. Oh yeah, she will. Will the real Martian please stand up? Thank you. Martian, please stand up. Up. A Passage on the Lady Anne was a 1-hour episode. The ship saves their marriage. Yeah, that was a good one too. Please Stand Up. That's another good one. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Boy, we are filling in some pieces here. How many do we have on this list? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 20,000. Boy. How about the one where they're trying to get off Earth? What they're trying to do is get off their planet because the planet's going to blow up. They're the only ones that have a spaceship, okay? And everybody's trying to chase them down, take the spaceship over the edge with Cliff Robertson. Cliff Robertson was great and all that stuff. Please fill me in. We're making a top 10 of the top 10 greatest Twilight Zone episodes ever. Stopwatch. Oh, that was a good one too. Stopwatch was good. I don't think it's a top 10 though. We can argue it. Third from the sun. Exactly. That's the one. And at the end they go, where are we heading? Well, we pointed out a planet just like our own. It's the third planet from the sun. I remember that. Nick of Time. I like that one, but that one was just too much paranoia. And I don't think that's a top 10. We're talking about ones that changed actual culture, if you really think about it. What about the one with the bomb shelter where they're all great friends and everything like that? Perfect epitome of just society as a whole. Everybody loves each other, takes care of each other. There's no racism, there's no nothing until your life's on the line. Till that moment where you have little left. And then Eye of the Beholder. There you go. That's a top 10er. Go on, Michael. The one with the guy imprisoned with the with the doll. Oh God, that's another one that we have to put here. See, that's a tough one because that's my favorite. And he just, you're not real, and then he broke her, and he wishes that he went, and he didn't. Oh, that was a good one. And just when I was thinking of that one, when I wrote that one down, Eye of the Beholder. The imprisoned one with Jack Warden. Jeez. And Where the Sky Opened with Rod Taylor with the 3 pilots. That was another good one. Oh, what was the one? We said Beauty is in the Eye of the Beholder. Of course that was Rod Taylor too. The Lonely. Yep. Okay, The Lonely. We got that one, Game Line. With a cameo by Ted Knight as one of the pilots. Good call. Jeez. I'm trying to think. Okay, so how many do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 out of 189 episodes. These are the ones that really stand out. So these are the ones that you kind of feel. There was another one. I don't think it's a top 10 though. It's the one with the 2 guys that are on the planet, and then he finds the little people and he hides them from his friends, and he just wanted to be a god. The Old Man in the Cave. That was a good one too. With Spencer Tracy, not Spencer Tracy. Oh God, everybody, it's all right. He was so used to being a leader that they ended up leaving without him. That he took him to a certain point, that he made all the decisions for him. And they're like, It's a Good Life with Billy Mummy. Yeah, you got to count that one. But that's not one of my favorite because, boy, I tell you, you really don't like Billy Mummy in that one. All right. Alicia, the android, she was good. Forget the title of the one with the little people worshiping the astronaut. Yeah, I forget the title of that one. Oh, God. And then there wasn't a lot of monsters in the Twilight Zone. It was more playing with your mind. Oh, but the one where they... Oh, God. we did that one. We got that one. What about the one with Jack Klugman as the, not Pip, but the one where he was the pool shark. And all he wanted to do was be, it's a cemetery. Little People. Oh, Little People. That was a good one. Little Girl Lost. That's a good one too, Spiral 9. How are you, my friend? Good to see you. All right, so I think we got a good enough list here that we can fix it if we have to. If people, you can leave in your comments if we left anything out. 100 Yards Over the Rim with Cliff Robinson, another good one. Yeah, beat Jonathan Winters. Jonathan Winters, who was probably one of the funniest guys on the planet, yet he was just as cold and cool as you could possibly be. Burgess Meredith as the devil, when he helped the printing company, that he was able to predict things before they even happened. That was a good one. Not a top 10 though. Gordon, what's up? All right, so if we have to put this together. All right. Our top 10. Rob's Tabletop World. Top 10 Twilight Zones of all time. All right, so we've got the 10 of them here. Hold on. I have to show this because Michael didn't do anything. Last Flight with Bob Cummings. Oh, that was a good one, too. The Obsolete Man, we got that. Luckily, I will have this top 10 to watch first. Thanks, Rob. The Kid with Power. We got that one. King 9 Will Not Return. Yeah, that was a good one, too. Jeez. Too many. 9 Will Not Return. Oh, what was the one that they always show? I know I'm forgetting one. All right, so let's start at the bottom here. We got Will the Next Martian Please Stand Up. I think that's top 10, but it doesn't sit at 10. Talking Tina, doesn't make the top 10. It makes the top 20. Mr. Dingle the Strong, very good. Death Ship is still good. Oh, God. How do you not include that? Kick the Can is good enough to be top 10, because when I start thinking top 10, I'm looking at, you got to put Martian. Will the Real Martian Please Stand Up? To Serve Man has to be in the top 10, so that's 2. Time Enough at Last has to be in there. The Obsolete Man has to be in there. Monsters on Maple Street. Masks, The Invaders, Eye of the Beholder has to be in there. It's a Good Life, you have to put it in there. Okay, where do you if you it's so hard to order such a list. Howling Man, how do we forget that? I forgot that one. Howling Man. With Carradine. Oh, what a strong performance too. And that creepy scene when he finally lets him go, and it scared me as a kid. What about the hunt with the guy hunting with his dogs? Oh, that's a good one too. Not top 10 though. But the Howling Man when he gets out of the cage, okay, and then he starts walking. Gonna need a top 20. Well, this is what makes the top 10 so tough. You gotta leave some things out. Top 20, we can make top 20 in 5 minutes, I think. Yeah, we got Nightmare at 20,000 feet. When he starts heading for the window and his horns start growing. Oh, that creeped me. And he was going by each pillar on the way out. I mean, really? Come on. I think would everybody agree on putting the Howling Man at 10? At number 10. I think that's good enough to be in the top 10, because the incredible lessons that he says. Would we agree to put that in at number 10? Do you think that's good enough to be top 10 or higher? If we get a couple of yeses here, then that's what we'll do. We'll go with that. But right now I'm going to pencil it in as the Howling Man. Howling Man until I'm told otherwise. No. I know there's a bit of a lag, but that's okay. We'll get there. So that's going to sit at number 10, I think. I think the Howling Man has to sit at number 10. Oh, what about the one with from Bewitched and Death Wish. Can't think of his names. They're both from different sides of the army, and they actually, she's following him around, but they end up falling in love with each other. James Bronson? Charles Bronson. How good was that one? How about the one with Robert Redford as Death? Just too many good ones. Too many good ones. Happy to have Howling Man included. Yeah. Jay Buddha, how are you? But it kind of makes you wonder, okay, if we're going to put Howling Man at 10. Ooh. The 2. That's a good one. Number 12. Looks just like you. There you go. Charles Bronson. Number 12 looks just like you. That was a good one. I want to be myself. Dad taught me how to read books and all this stuff. Oh, God, another one. The 2 was the one with the 2 soldiers. I think that one tells such a strong story that when she shot at him, and you could just see how discouraged he was. So he just goes off. He shaves. He changes himself. I'm just glad to catch you live. My wife says hello. I hope she's doing well. I was thinking of you both very recently when you guys were all sitting at that table during Dice Tower Con. And my wife and I were talking about what the channel has been able to do when we were kind of deciding what we were going to do. And it's things like that you found a group of friends because of this channel. Well, I mean, what more do I need to do? We needed a watch party and then rate them. Yeah, we could do that. But you see, here's a perfect thing, Zeblik. Okay? We can start watching them. But we can go in there with this list and wonder how this list changes. Elizabeth Montgomery. How this list changes after the marathon. I think we do the list now and then revisit it like the day after New Year's. I think that's the idea of this. I think that's how we do. So I'm going to make a case for the 2. And the reason is you saw on his face how discouraged he was, how broken he was. And then she comes out with that dress that he pulled out for her. And of course she's got the gun on. You know, it's just such a symbolism of here's this person that has so much beauty, but yet divided by by borders. The Last Flight. I really like that one too. Oh, yeah. I think the 2 can make a case. The Odyssey of Flight 33, when they keep on going back in time and they keep on trying, they see the dinosaur. Yeah, that's another just... The one where they have the tank and they ride up into Custer's Last Stand. That was a great one. Death Heads Revisited. The come to New York in February. I run a mini birthday convention. It'd be very tough. I would love to. You have to catch me in the middle of February and let me know. And I'll see what I can do. But I'm going to make a strong case for the 2 at number 9. What's everybody's feelings on that? And we'll see. But I'm going to put the 2 at number 9. Remember, we can change this after we see everything. I think the 2 comes in at a very strong number 9. But that leaves you with a bunch of things to really kind of really put into perspective here. You know, you take the Eye of the Beholder, it has to, I think that stands onto its own. Obsolete Man, I think, is top 5. To Serve Man is somewhere in there. Reminds me of the one with the U-boat commander. Oh, that's another good one. But is it better than... Cool. Best Chinese food you'll ever taste. Well, there you go. Kick the Can, Talking Tina. Will the Real Martian Stand Up? I think it's got to be in there. Monsters on Maple Street is really another one about paranoia. The Masks. So right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. And we got 8 slots. 7 with the Eye of the Beholder. I think The Lonely makes the top 20. You can't leave off Midnight Sun. I agree with you there. So let me pull this out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have our 8. Now what are we leaving off? I think It's a Good Life with Billy Mummy would be 11, somewhere in there. I think Kick the Can, Talking Tina is definitely a top 15, so I don't feel bad about leaving that out. Nightmare at 20,000 Feet. Is that top 10, top 20? The Invaders. Oh, that's a tough one. So if all right, let's make it tough. Let's put the Invaders and Nightmare 20,000 Feet. That gives us 10. Little People, King 9 Will Not Return. The Lonely is definitely top 20. Third from the Sun is top 20. Stopwatch, top 30. I think Talking Tina, Kick the Can, top 15. All right, so here's the way where we got it. We have if you had to put these in any order, what 2 do you leave off out of these? So I'm going to scratch those out. You have Will the Real Martian Please Stand Up, To Serve Man, Time Enough at Last, The Obsolete Man, Monsters on Maple Street, Midnight Sun, Nightmare at 20,000 Feet, The Mask, The Invaders, Eye of the Beholder. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You got to leave off 2. I'm talking Tina, and I don't like you. I deal with her all the time. That one I think is top 15 because we have a Tina and she's always threatening to kill me. Where is everybody? To Serve Man needs a spot. Okay, we agreed that. We got to come up with 2 that we have to take out of here. Or is that our top 10? And do you drop the 2 and the Howling Man down? I'll tell you what. Because the Invaders is so powerful, I can move the. I would take the Howling Man out of position 10. And because it's a silent film. Yeah, you see, I'm pretty close with you with that. I think the Obsolete Man stays in. I see, I can see the Howling Man top 20, but maybe not top 10. The 2, that's a tough one. I could see that in an 11 position or 12 position, and that doesn't hurt it at all. Would you guys agree with that? Maybe we should just take those 2 right out and go with the 10 that we have here. Because then you're talking Kick the Can, Talking Tina, It's a Good Life. That's a strong top 15. I think the Obsolete Man is top 10 because it touches on a few things here, okay? That no one, no matter who you are, is obsolete ever. Death Ship is underrated. It's top 10. I think, the obsolete man. Here's this guy who's the head of. It's your channel. Let's make it go top 12. Okay, let's go top 12. So, you know what? Now I got to change the title again. Top 12 Twilight Zones of all time. So we're gonna move. I'm gonna move Howling Man down to 11, just so we can get that in there, because I think it's such a strong thing. And I'm gonna move the 2 down to 12. It's strong, but when I start looking at this top 10, it's something that I really think Occurrence at Owl Creek Bridge is a great one. Ugh. Yeah. But was purchased by Serling, not the original produced by TZ, by a Twilight Zone. Yes, that's very true, and they show that late. That's usually one that they show anywhere from 2 to 4 a.m. in the morning. So we're going to go 12, the 2. 12. 11, the Howling Man. So now we got to start putting these in an order, because I feel comfortable leaving It's a Good Life a little lower, The Lonely a little lower, Little People a little lower, King 9 Will Not Return, Death Ship. Boy, is Death Ship top 15? Absolutely. Is it top 10? Occurrence was French. Yeah, that was the thing about it. It was French, and it was beautiful. I wanted to talk about Rod Serling when we get done with this. It's a funny thing about Rod Serling. Did you know that he came up with the ending for Planet of the Apes? That they came to him and they go, "Well, what do you think? How do we end this?" And he helped formulate the whole thing with the Statue of Liberty, which was just. That ship is the best of season 4. All right, but what do you drop here? All right. See, it's going to get tough when we get to the top 5. It really is. I'm going to go. Let's see if you guys agree with this. I think for number 10, I think you got to put the Monsters on Maple Street, because they probably could have told that story in less than 15 minutes. I think the ongoing paranoia it builds, but it kind of gets to a point where you're going, okay, where's the payoff here? And where this does this, and there's only so much paranoia you can run with, and it goes on and on and on until they just implode. It needed to go and implode, and then the result of it. We need Rob's top 5 Charlton Heston movies. Well, that's next. Because I'll tell you something. Charlton Heston is one of my favorite actors of all time. No Love for Where Is Everybody? I love it. I just don't see it as a top 10. So at 10, I think Monsters of Maple Street. Will we agree on that? I think so. I think it's strong. Wow, we've been on an hour already. People Are All the Same All Over. Oh, it's another great one. Yeah, Roddy McDowell when he gets off the ship, his whole crew's dead, and basically he says he finds out that he's in a zoo. Oh, so good. So good. Oof. Powerful. Monsters is good at 10. I agree. We got James to agree with us, which is key. We just got to see if Kabuki's in there, and if she agrees, and Michael, and some of the other people and Zeblik. Monsters is maybe my favorite. Really? Yeah, it is up there too. You know what? I'm going to take Monsters out of 10 because she's right. It is a top 5. I think, just looking at this list, I'm going, okay, what's better? What's better? What's better? Time Enough at Last has to be there. To Serve Man. You know what? Because, it's so iconic. I think, you know what? This makes sense. Beauty is in the Eye of the Beholder at 10. At number 9, I would put Masks. I think it tells a strong story. No, because I when I really think about it and I'm looking at this list, this makes sense. Eye of the Beholder, great in all it was and everything, and telling you that beauty is through the eye of the beholder, tells the story, but it takes a while to get there. The payoff's great. But then, what kind of state are you in where oneness and this, that, and the other? We get that with Obsolete Man. Is the Obsolete Man better than Eye of the Beholder? Absolutely. And that, you're almost telling the same story, because when she's running through the hallways of the hospital and the dictator's there saying, we must have one way to look, one way, one conformity. Isn't that the same as the Obsolete Man? But which one do you think builds better? Here's this guy that's head of state, and this guy that's condemned because he's reading books, and he sits there and he prays, and he talks to him and says, you'll never understand, but you're going to find something out, because I'm going to teach you a lesson before you leave. And here's this state. And then when faced with the ultimate sacrifice, he panics and melts down and is forced, and out of a last act of mercy, Burgess Meredith lets him go. And then the next morning, which was just when he comes in and he regains his composure, well, guess what? A most unusual camera. Oh God. Yeah, they make all the money, and then all of a sudden they open window and they start fighting over the thing, and because they start fighting over the camera, it would take pictures of the future. That's another good one. Definitely top 25. Definitely top 25. So I think with the Eye of the Beholder and Masks, I think we have that right where we want it to be. So let's cross that out. Let's cross out Eye of the Beholder. That leaves us with, out of our top 12. So far, we have the 2, The Howling Man, Eye of the Beholder, Masks. Okay, so now we're making a decision between The Invaders, Nightmare at 20,000 Feet, Midnight Sun, Monsters of Maple Street, The Obsolete Man, Time Enough at Last, To Serve Man, Will the Real Martian Stand Up? Unrelated, but thinking of getting Mage Knight for solo only. Any thoughts? It's a must. It's a must. The Fever with the One-Armed Bandit, the one that gave me nightmares as a kid. Franklin. Oh yeah, that was another good one. There's so many, but out of what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Invaders should be way high. I agree with you there. And Midnight Sun. I agree with you there. So if we had to put another one in here at number 8, I think we can go Nightmare at 20,000 Feet. No, at number 8, I think you... Will the Real Martian Stand Up? Please stand up. The payoff was fantastic. It's a top 8. It's a top 10. You're not demeaning it in any way. Stand up. And if you see this in the future, guys, I think MK is very heavy, but a lot of depth and replayability. I agree with James there. If you see this in the future, leave some comments. because we're going to constantly be looking at this. Kabuki's always looking at the comments, and fill in what you think. That's pretty cool. I'm going to change the title of this whole stream. So I think that's good at number 8. Very strong. 8's very strong. You're talking about 190 some odd, 200 episodes, and you make the top 8. I think it's very strong. Very strong. At number 7, boy, To Serve Man, Time Enough at Last. 1, 2. Obsolete Man, Monsters at Maple Street, Midnight Sun, Nightmare at 20,000 Feet, The Invaders. I think you got to go Nightmare at 7. I think that's a good pick. And if anybody disagrees with this, please put it in the comments. I know we have a time delay here, but I can change it. I think that's strong at number 7, and I'll tell you why. In case I don't see you before, Rob, hope you and your beautiful family have an amazing Christmas. Wish you every happiness. Well, thank you, Andy, and I promise you this much. You will definitely see me before Christmas, because you'll see me for my Christmas message that I do every year, and all the other things that we do. And we do a lot of stuff during the holiday. So let's go over the list again. The 2 at 12. Howling Man at number 11. Number 10, Eye of the Beholder. Number 9, Masks. Number 8, Will the Real Martian Please Stand Up? Number 7, Nightmare at 20,000 Feet. Now this is where it really gets tough. And I think I know our next 2. I just don't want to get too far ahead. Nightmare, I agree. Yeah, Zeblik agrees. How many episodes of The Twilight Zone did Rod Serling write? There you go. He wrote 92 episodes. Hardcore workaholic. And a chain smoker, too. He probably would have been here a lot longer. And, you know, when you have beautiful minds like that, every time you lose something like that, very, very tough. Our top 6 here. I think the top 5 really becomes hard. But putting something in at number 6, I think you have to put... I think To Serve Man fits. I think it fits here because of the strength of the other things. Time Enough at Last. That's a top one. Obsolete Man. Monsters on Maple Street. Midnight Sun. And The Invaders. Somehow, I think somewhere in there our number 1 is. Okay? But I think To Serve Man is not top 5. It's great. Yeah, didn't he have a heart attack mowing his lawn or something? I think it was something like that. Stephen King of his time, without a doubt. The After Hours, the one with the mannequins. Yeah, that's another good one, Kabook. Jeez. All right, so if you agree, I'm going to put To Serve Man. And if anybody disagrees with this, again, put it in the chat. I'll catch it. And I think To Serve Man fits in right at number 6. I think it's a good number 6. It's a strong number 6. So we have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So now here's, in my mind, where it gets really, where you really have to dig deep here. To Serve Man. Okay, yeah. You know, and it's a flip. Because I think at number 5, I think you can put The Obsolete Man. And I think you could have flipped either one of these. I think you could have flipped Obsolete Man with the To Serve Man. The 2 mans, I think, can go either way. If we had one at 6 and one at 5, it wouldn't make a difference. I think at the end, you know, you're just, you know, it's apple and oranges because they're both right in that range. But I would say at number 5, The Obsolete Man. So now, as I'm figuring this out here, let's see what you guys would have for top 4. And let's see if we can come up with what we would have here, or your top 5. and see if we would change anything. I'm going to give it some time, type them in so I can see them, and then what we'll do is we'll figure out of the top 4 here how this is going to work. So I'm going to scratch that off. So you have Time Enough at Last, which I think is definitely a top 5. Midnight Sun, which is definitely a top 5. The Monsters at Maple Street, which is iconic and at top 5, and The Invaders. And I kind of feel how I would do it, so I'm gonna throw it out there. You guys throw it out how you would do it. I think I would have The Invaders at 4, Time Enough at Last at 3. No, I think no. Let me see. Let me just make circles here, because you see, I'm killing myself here. I think I go Midnight Sun at 4. I think The Invaders at 3. Time Enough at Last, because of how it emotionally pulls you, and people still talk about it to this day. Or Monsters at Maple Street, people still talk about it because of the paranoia. Midnight Sun at 5. See, at 5? Where do you put Obsolete Man? That's interesting. I want to see your top 4. Your top 4, Zeblick. I think Midnight Sun at 4 is strong. Invaders 4, okay. Kabuki, I want to see what you got, because we're going to formulate this right here. Invaders at 4, boy, yeah. That I was actually I don't know. I think it's so strong because of the silent performance. I think you have to go Midnight Sun at 4. They're all so good. Yeah. What do we have left? We have Time Enough at Last, Monsters at Maple Street, Midnight Sun, The Invaders. Monsters at 3. Well, that's interesting. I would be happy with any of these in any order. I think all are amazing. See, I agree with Kabuki here. Time Enough at Last is easily could be number 1. All right, here I'm going to try something here. Tell me how it fits. Midnight Sun at 4. I think The Invaders at 3. Monsters at Maple Street, number 2. Street at 2. And then number 1, I think, is Time Enough at Last. The story, you don't expect it to go where it went. You know, first it was about this man just being abused by everyone because of his love. And I think this is a really good list, and I'm gonna. Oh, here Spielberg almost did Monsters due for the movie, but because the helicopter disaster, he wanted to do one with low need for special effects and light tones. I think that's good. I think this list, this top 12, is fantastic, and I'm going to tell you why. 2 is perfect here at number 12 because of how the division and how no matter what the differences, you can come together and find love with each other. Howling Man, there's always great evil. You can never stop evil, but there's always good out there, and people are weak and very deceptive. and I think that's why that sits in at 11. Eye of the Beholder, it says it all. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and that we should all take a lesson from it. Masks, greed, sloth, all the evil things. Sometimes you may be beautiful on the outside, but all those things that make you ugly really need to be seen, and we all wear masks at times. Will the real Martian please stand up at number 8? I think is a fantastic pick here, because boy, what a twist and turn. All these people on the bus, and there's different people, and then the one guy that you thought, the crazy guy, you thought he was a Martian. Well, it was far from it. Because the real Martian, well, that guy that was really nasty, yeah, it was him. How about that? But, wait a minute. The guy that was behind the counter was also a Martian. Great psychological thriller. Nightmare at 20,000 feet just goes to show you, the bomb shelter. Yeah, it was another classic. We were talking about that one earlier too. That easily is in the top 20 just because of the ugliness of people and how it doesn't show on a day-to-day basis until adversity. And that's when you find out who really is your friend or not your friend. So, again, getting back to Nightmare at number 7, William Shatner, a legend anyways. Here put in this position that he's seeing things, he doesn't like plane flights, but there really was something, and if it wasn't for him, he saved all their lives, but nobody will know it until very soon. To serve man, well, guess what? They came here, they helped everybody increase farming. There will never be a food shortage. No one will ever go hungry. And you can come to their planet and be part of their stew. Yeah, they're there to serve man, all right. It was a cookbook. The Obsolete Man, just a perfect example of how you can't, people are individuals. Everyone is different, and everyone has a right to live, to breathe, to just express themselves in any way they can. You can't take away books. You can't take away someone's heart. You can't take away who someone is just because you're the government. Number 4, Midnight Sun. She has a fever. The earth is pulling away from the sun, but it was all a nightmare because when she woke up, it was actually the earth is going closer to the sun. And well, it goes from one extreme to another. And I do mean temperature. At number 3, Invaders. Probably one of the greatest silent movie. Oh, with my man Rod Taylor. Rod Taylor was fantastic. I think Rod Taylor was just absolutely The Invaders was absolutely fantastic. Silent. You don't hear a thing until the very end when she just chops up the spaceship from another world. But she's the giant. And, well, America or Earth learned that, well, if we go to other planets, there's a chance. Yeah, they're like us, but they might be huge and carrying axes. Good point. Monsters at Maple Street. It's very true today. They shut off the grid, folks. People will lose their minds, and it'll be Maple Street all over. The only thing that they did was just play with your lights, play with your car horns, your radios, your lawnmowers. It's no different than shutting off the internet now, the panic that would happen. It's amazing how something from almost 70 years ago or 50 years ago, and the ship says U.S. Air Force on it. Very true, Kabook. It's amazing how all these things that if you shut off the grid today were foretold almost 50 years ago. Time enough at last finally our number one decision, and I think we picked a real good list here to top it. Just wonderfully portrayed, and you're watching this guy's life who's so horrible, and he takes his break and he goes into a safe, which you don't think anything of. You just think, well, how's this guy just, how much more miserable can his life be? Well, guess what? A nuclear bomb goes off, which catches you off guard in the middle of the whole thing. He comes out, and of course it just feels absolutely horrible. Every person he ever known gone. Everything gone. Until he stumbles on the thing that he loves most. A library. A library. And figures to himself, there's nobody to stop me. I can read for as long as I want and just enjoy the rest of my life with food that I scavenge and the ability to just read. Until he steps on his glasses and everything changes from that point on. What the hell is crawling on me? I feel like something was crawling on me. And life is forever changed. At least his nasty wife was gone. Yeah, that was one way. But now he couldn't read. And now what does he do with all that time that he has? Now that he has time enough at last. And I kept on wishing that he'd just take little pieces of glass and maybe find his way to maybe what was left of a eyeglass store. Maybe there was just one pair left. Would have loved to seen how that continued, but sometimes the lesson's more important than finding out what continues. So there you go, our top 12 Twilight Zone episodes of all time. Whew. Wow, we were able to do that in an hour and a half. And it came out of nowhere, all because we were talking about, it started with Todd Rundgren, which worked all the way to the Twilight Zone. Stay tuned next week when we start talking about, Outer Limits. Which was another great show. Which Cliff Robertson was in the very first one. Does anybody know the name of that one? Kabuki must know the name of that one. It's one of my favorites too. Those would be hard because the monsters define that series. They really do. Like Zzz and the ants with the faces. Oh God, that creeps me out to no end. What do you want, Joe? Give us our time. They were all prisoners. The Dick York one with when he flips the coin to get a paper and it stands on its side, and he can read everybody's mind, and he finally gets the girl he wants. Yeah, so many of them. But again, this is our starting list. It's going to get filed over here. We're going to watch the Twilight Zone marathon, whether with me or without me. Penny for your thoughts. And then we're going to come back at this list live, and then we're going to see if there's anything that we would make any changes. So you know what the best thing would be is held for review. Why is it being held for review? Show it. Michael's been nothing but fantastic here. Alfred Hitchcock ones were good. Thriller was good with Boris Karloff. Tales of the Dark Side were good. A little dated, but so were Twilight Zones. But for some reason, they just hold up. I feel. So, wow, I am not as versed on Outer Limits. Well, you got time, but I do love that show. They were very, very good. Wow, there were just so many good shows. So many things that mean so much. So there you have it. So much for going over the game that we were going to get ready for War and Pieces, because basically, we make our own stream when we want to. This is supposed to be a channel about games, but instead we created our top 12 Twilight Zones of all time. Because why? It's coming up to New Year's Eve, and we all know that marathon is, we all sit in front, we all watch it, we all enjoy it, even if we only just pick up a couple of them. Art Gallery, oh no, it was Night Gallery. Zeblik, that was a good one. That was another Rod Serling show, which was very, very good. All right, I think I said it all. We've been on here an hour and a half. I just want to tell you how much I enjoyed spending part of my Sunday with you guys. I love you all, you know that. Twilight Zone and Star Trek were great shows. You know, we could do Star Trek next too. Most important science fiction TV from the 60s. I agree with you there. That would be interesting, trying to figure out top 10 Star Trek episodes of all time. We'll come back and we'll do it. I think we'll do this maybe once a week. I've got 3 weeks off. I'm going to be live a lot. It would be fun to do. Think of maybe some of the top 10s that you like to do together. Stick your head in here. We'll do it together. As always, I love you all. You mean the world to me. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Sunday. We will see you Tuesday as we will be streaming something, live War and Pieces. We will also have live painting, and then a couple days off. And then guess what? I'm going to be here for 3 weeks. You're going to be tired of seeing me live. And we're going to fit everything in. We've got a whole bunch of things I've been working on. I'm not going to mention them in case we don't get to them. But the most important thing is that we'll just do it together and have a great time. Because isn't that what this channel is all about? Top 5 honeymooners. Oh, that's another good one. Wow. All right. Tomorrows are never guaranteed. So I hope I see you guys tomorrow. I love you all. Be good to each other. Be good to everybody. Do what you can to make a difference. You guys are fantastic. Until next time, it's your old pal Rob saying, we'll see you soon.